Okay, so recently I finished watching season 2 of Bump, created by Claudia Karvan, starring Natalie Morris as Ollie, Carlos Sampson Jr. I think as Santi. But anyway, I did like the way that this series progressed over the second season. I was pretty impressed by the way season 1 turned out. I thought it was very well done, above average Australian drama with a bit of comedy thrown into it as well. The thing I like about this show is it certainly has its serious moments, but it never goes like completely into like the dark territory, which is good and kind of refreshing to see from a drama series, since most of them are as dark as fuck. So it is pretty refreshing to see that this one has, it does have a light-hearted edge to it. I mean, it's still like an MA. It's mature. There's mature topics, but it's not like a completely depressing show, which is really good and quite rare these days. So I've got to have to kind of give props to Nathania Morris, because she is a pretty good actor, because she puts on a pretty convincing performance, because Ollie really becomes quite a bitch in this season. She is quite nasty, even more so than she was in the first season. And I mean, she isn't nasty all the time, but when she decides to be nasty, she really like lays waste to people with her words, because she is, I mean, I guess she is just the typical teenager, but there is a really slimy side to her that I'm not really sure that I like. But anyway, she was still good. I do know that she's going to go through a character arc, and she's probably going to change a lot in the third season, which I haven't seen yet, but I guess I'll find out. I have seen in like the promotional material that in the third season it jumps forward a few years, and the baby's now like a young kid. She looks like she's like about 6 or 7, maybe she's younger than that. Maybe she's just starting school. But overall, I did like the way the themes that were talked about in this series, like of how like if becoming a mum is not the worst thing ever, it is actually a gift. And like, I think a lot of teenagers who get unwanted pregnancies think that the baby's going to ruin their life aspiration, dreams, careers and goals, and what they always wanted to be, and the baby just gets in the way, when in reality it's not usually like that. It's usually just something that, it's a huge commitment. I mean, it's a human being that you've got to look after, but it doesn't mean that all your dreams suddenly go down the toilet, that you just got to like shift your priorities. And I like that. I did really like the final episode of this season, Love versus Freedom, and it really did talk about that being in love is basically the right thing to do at all times over career choices. Because as you see over this season, Ollie still wants to be an activist. She wants to be the feminist movement girl, changing all the laws and, you know, rewriting history and making sure there is equality for all and all that jazz. And, you know, there's probably a million other people that are trying to do that at the same time anyway. I guess she's just got to be her with what she's dealt with. She has a kid, she has a baby, she has to look after it, she's falling in love with Santi, and she's got to accept that that's a pretty good life to live. She can't let go of all these childhood dreams of her probably just like rallying on the side of the street holding a picket sign, which is probably where she's going to end up if she continues to overlook her baby and her family life. So yeah, I do think she's a really good character, and she's probably very relatable to a lot of people, especially women, but both genders either. She is nasty, but I mean she's still a good person. Anyway, Dominic, Angus Sampson playing Dominic continues to be my favourite character in the entire show. He is such a teddy bear. He is such a nice guy. He is just oozing with kindness and empathy and humanity and just niceness, and everyone just spits in his face, and it's quite sad to watch, actually, to see such a nice guy be treated like this. But of course, as the season goes on, he kind of finds his redemption and things work out. And also, yeah, this is a spoiler review, so I'll just get that out there. I wanted to talk about a few things in this season that particularly jumped out at me. So yeah, I guess it's kind of, this season is kind of complicated and simple at the same time. It feels complicated and it has a lot of things juggling, but in the end it really is a story of that love overcomes all, and that you shouldn't put your life, I mean, just because you have a baby doesn't mean your life is going to be permanently on hold. And spending time with your family as always is better than pursuing your dreams, your aspirations, your career goals. It's basically just another show that tells you just to stop and smell the roses and just appreciate life as you have it, and enjoy the little things. And I know it's a cliche, but I feel like this season of Bump really drives it home in a very refreshing and smart and Australian way. Well, it obviously is Australian, so it is going to have a smart edge to it because Australia is a pretty smart country and knows how to deal with certain topics very well. And also, yeah, it's just it has a great Australian atmosphere to it. I don't live in Sydney, but it feels like it kind of captures the vibe of Sydney pretty well. Very very relatable and human characters, and like a lot of the characters they do kind of suck, but I guess people can be very underwhelming sometimes. So I guess it's realistic in that sense, but yet you also understand why the characters are the way they are. Overall, I had a very good time with this season. As I said, Ollie is a great teenage character. Angus Sampson as Dominic really stands out as me as a truly great Australian character. I just like every scene that he's in, and he's just such a great personality. Hope Angus Sampson has more great stuff coming his way in his career because I've given his performance a thumbs up. I guess some performances are better than others, but there really isn't a horrible performance in the show. I mean, like, as I said, it's nothing outstanding. It's not like it's Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul or something like that. But for an Australian drama, this is pretty good, and it's one of the best I've seen. So overall, I like season 2. I am excited to see where season 3 will go, and I do think it is going to be the final season. I haven't done much research into that. I'm not sure if they're going to continue it after season 3, but I guess I'll find out the way it ends in season 3. So I'll let you know when I watch it. It did take me a while to watch season 2. It took me a much longer time to get through season 2 than season 1. I'm just been a bit more busy at the moment. But I did finally finish it recently, so I just wanted to share my thoughts. Overall, I recommend this series. It's on Stan. I'm not sure if it's on Stan in America. I know it's on Australia. But if it's on Stan and you see it, I do recommend that you should worth checking it out because it is a good show. But overall, that's my opinion, my spoiler. There was one last thing that jumped out at me. There was this minor character that was only in it for like 10 minutes and then he died. I forget his name, but he wore a pink shirt and he was an old man. And there was this scene where they're all at his funeral and Angie cannot think of anything to say about this man except he was the most selfish piece of shit in the world. He won a bronze medal at a rowing competition at the Olympics. And you think, oh wow, my life is complete, and he completely didn't care about that his father got cancer and wasn't even with him when he died. So, and she said, yeah, that's all I have to say. So yeah, that guy was a selfish asshole, and I think that one minor character did kind of drive home the entire message of this entire season, which is family comes first always. It comes before your dreams, your aspirations, your careers, even though those are very important, but your family is the most important thing to you in your life. And I know this is so cliched and you've heard it 1,000 times before, but it's true, and you'll understand why when you watch this show. So yeah, that's all I have to say. As always, you guys are the best, you're awesome, thank you for supporting the channel, and as always, take care. Thank you.